Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to FortressCraft Evolved. I'm Axon Evolved, and I know it's been a while. However, there have been some updates. So, without further ado, we're just going to hop right into this episode. So, I am over here looking at this beautiful little sorting device that we made many episodes ago for dealing with all the bug parts. You see, it's transmitting stuff and this and that. And you know what? To be perfectly honest, it's working beautifully. It's working so well that I've had to actually expand how much stuff we're keeping in storage because we have our OET that's just fully charged. We are getting constantly, and I mean constantly, unending attacks at that corner over there. That corner over in that direction. And what this means is we are filling up all of our boxes like very quickly. You see this one? Eyes. We got what? 10 or 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12,000 eyes. So, I kind of think that we're pretty good on eyes. We have massive facet, or perfect. We have 1,300 massive facet eyes. I think we got enough bug parts, to be perfectly honest. So, I think we're going to kick this episode off with a bang, and I'm just going to take out that corner. The corner that's left. I had somebody in the comments mention to me that you can make the highest tier lens out of just regular eyes, and we have tens of thousands of eyes. So I think I'm just going to take that advice to heart and kind of just stop this process. As much as I like it, as cool as I think it is, and we are absolutely decimating all these enemies that come in. It's just starting to overwhelm my logistics, and I keep having to add more and more hoppers. So, I think it's time to officially finish this part of the game. So, let me go find a good spot. Let's do right here, right? Like right there. And then we're going to confirm. I hope that's good. So, I'm going to not watch the explosion because we want the achievement, right? Or should I watch? I mean, it's always so fun to watch, but we want the achievement. Is that a good spot? I hope that's a good spot. It'll be all right. Quadrant 1. Okay, so that's good. I think all of these will still make their way over. In fact, while that's doing its thing, let me kind of show you what I did in between episodes. There's been a lot, honestly. So I dramatically increased the amount of beacons and all that stuff that are over here because we're just dropping so many parts that, I needed to pick it all up. And you can see there's still stuff way out there that's not even getting picked up. So I don't even know if this was adequate, honestly. The Falcors aren't really keeping up, but luckily our lasers and everything are. But, this has been a whole nother issue. I found, there's all kinds of things. There's new issues that were introduced when we set up the fuel elevators and all that. So it's I can kind of go over it and tell you. Oh, there we go. Cleared. Oh no. Don't watch the explosion. Does it work? Yeah, whatever. It's doing its thing. So on that note, we're done, However, I don't want this thing charging anymore, right? So I think once it's done, it's not going to try to charge. Perfect, actually. Because I want to keep that there as a monument. And, eventually I'm going to get rid of all of this infrastructure and just kind of build in that back wall. And this will just be OET Plaza, right? So let me kind of show you guys or explain to you what's kind of been going on with our fuel. So we set this system up last episode, right? We finished that off. And honestly, logistically, it works fine. Something I didn't consider, however, was the size of the hoppers that I'm using. So you can see right now, there's 1,500 fuel just chilling here. And that's perfectly fine. We don't have any issues with that, except for the fact that I also had 500 slot hoppers down below. And that wouldn't be an issue having 500 slot hoppers down here, except when I had 3 500 slot hoppers down here and 3 500 slot hoppers at the top, that means I had 3,000 fuel just sitting, doing nothing, meaning portions of my base weren't getting refueled because I didn't have any empties. Because now that this battery is charged, we're not doing anything, right? These aren't running. So a couple things that I want to do today. In fact, let me kind of just show you what has been done. You can see this dig right here that's going on. I'm currently... In fact, what is this one doing? Where are you coming from? Here? What are you doing? Clearing garbage. I think that's actually done. We're actually like complete with all that. So, I have finally finished digging out this area. You can see there's still a lot of crystal in the way. I don't need any of it. The one I was going to say over there, I don't need. It's absolutely useless in the sense that was like 3 million. Well, if we go somewhere over in this direction, we have this behemoth right here, which if I give it a casual little scan, a cool 4.6 million crystal. So this is going to be the only other crystal vein we're going to keep. So I'm slowly, getting rid of the crystal veins as they come up or as I need to. I decided I don't want to wait to actually clear out everything before I do anything because that would just take so much longer, right? So I think we're going to go ahead and kind of get started. I think I'm going to place the C5 because we've got everything dug out. I've got walls up. You can see this is the wall I built. I need to continue the walls a little bit higher. There are some breaks here and there. I need to patch ceilings and stuff like that, but that's not any amount of work that I don't think I can do, that I need to wait in order to accomplish. I've gotten pretty far. I'm clearing out more crystal here and there. That's what's going on here. But for the most part, we're like pretty well established, There are a few things I still want to do. Like you see, I have these electric lights up here. Well, I want to have a whole light system going on the ceiling. This is the final ceiling height. So that's definitely something that we're going to do. And I'll probably do that, in between episodes. If I get around to streaming, I'll do it on there. But that's not something that I want to delay getting progress for because I can see well enough, right? One thing I will need to do though, what is this? Oh, a little plant. This is going to be the C5. I have all the C5 components somewhere. Where are you? C5. C5. Here we go. Oh, it looks like I actually have more than I need or whatever. 175, I have 275. Look at me go. Okay, so this is the C5, but you can see this is also like a main kind of power distribution. So I'm going to set up something where I can distribute the power around this C5. So we're just going to do something like this, something like that. And then we go up this way. And then I'll have one going like that, right? And then I'm just going to enclose this stuff in glass because I don't want the camo bots messing with it. They will suck the power out and it just becomes a pain, right? So we'll just add this up. Boom. And I'm going to do that all the way around. All right, so we got that out of the way. Now, there's two things I want to accomplish this episode, and maybe a third because there's there's a couple things I got to do, right? Number one, we're going to place a C5. That's going to happen. Now, as soon as I place this C5, it's going to create the CRYOPLASM spawners. So we need to kind of move quick once that happens. So I want to place the C5. This is going to be the C5 right here. Everything is kind of based off of this area. So we dug out 200 in every direction. So that's, that's fine. Place the C5. And then once I have the C5 placed, I can put these hard rock grinders down, get some ore, and use it to finish that research so we can kind of progress, right? So place the C5. And then all of this stuff you see on the ground is going to end up going away, right? Because we are going to flesh this out more once we need it. And then, place more Mark V batteries and get our power grid kind of set up down here. And there's a couple things I really want to get, right? I want to get the, I think this chrome polished lenses. Like we're going to, there's a lot of stuff we're going to have to make make work, because we're going to need to get the chrome and the moly up to the surface to smelt. I believe you have to do that on the surface. Maybe you can do it down here. I don't know. I'll look into that. But that's outside the scope of this episode. So number one, get the hard rock grinders ran. I guess that's number two. Number one is build the C5. So I'm going to do that right now. And it's 5 by 7 by 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, here we go. All right, I'm going to get a little bit farther back. And boom. Now we've got the C5. That's cool. So, does this need power? It looks like it needs power. Again, I've never done this before, so we're like, we're kind of figuring this out. Okay, so this does need power. I wonder if I can build above it. You know what? I'm tempted to immediately try to run some power from over here, right? Because this kind of like the whole point of this, right? So we are going to end up having, right, a power system on the ceiling. That's just the way it's going to be, right? So I'm going to do that. And what the power grid we're going to make is going to be kind of like a series of basically just like this, right? Batteries and laser energy transmitters. And that's what our light grid's going to be powered by, and that's what our C5 is going to be powered by. So, where is our C5? Over there, right? So, I'm going to use this one right here as my baseline. And everywhere that there is a junction, there's going to be a battery so that we can always go off in all four directions. Can you go this way? Perfect. And then I'm going to line this one up because I want this thing powered. Wait, is there something up there? Oh, no. We need this to be white. All right. Well, that is kind of a pain in the butt. I need to get rid of that so that my power can come over and then down, right? So I'm going to just put one of my little diggers down. And I'm going to put it down like right. Let me think here. Maybe right under this one. Kind of arbitrary. I don't have a reason for putting it right here, but that's what I'm going to do. All right, and that should kind of, as long as we're not getting into this one, which we're not, but we're encompassing everything here, this should go pretty fast. So I'm going to mute it and overcharge it, and then we'll just kind of let this do its thing, right? So that brings me to something else that I want to get accomplished, right? I want to build a room down here with a room heater because that will ensure that I don't have battery use issues, right? And then we can make like a respawner and all that kind of stuff. So that's going to do its thing. We'll kind of come back and check on this. This has to dig and do all that stuff too. But is this... okay, so this is not going to be online until we get all the power to it, I'm assuming. How's that power looking? All right, so that's like taking quite a bit of power. So the sooner this thing can dig, the better. And it's already... oh, it's still on the lower level. Dang it. How good are you doing? 5%? This should be pretty quick, I would imagine. Yeah, see, it's already starting to clear down to here. That's good, because I want to get this thing powered from our turbines. So that our fuel starts kind of doing its own thing. As in, like, moving. Because the turbines are in use, so we get more empties back to the surface. And B, so that I can get rid of all this stuff on the lower level. Because remember, this is all being powered from the surface. So that actually might be a nice little segue to getting the power from somewhere else, right? So, where does this end, right? There. Meaning we can do something like this. Something like that. Something like that. And how close... oh my gosh, does this actually come? This might work out perfectly. right? Because that's getting power from the surface. So if I just kind of get rid of those. Oop, don't want to fall down any holes here. In fact, let me... Oh, you know what? I'm real low on power. I'm going to need Arthur to charge up. I've been putting Arthur charging stations down here just so he kind of can fuel me up. But I need to get rid of that one at least. And put on that one. Right? So now... This one, I'm going to put like a sick lens on. Maybe this one. 640 should be... you know what? Let me just go exceptional. I'm going to go exceptional because that's how we're going to do it. And I'm going to go... You're only as fast as your slowest part, right? So you're going to get that. You're going to get that. And then the one going over needs that as well. Right? And hopefully this will kind of go faster once everything's kind of doing its thing, right? Like once everything's kind of done, then this power will kind of work. And then once we get the better lenses, like we should be pretty good. And these are going to be spooling up soon, like they are right now. Perfect. And again, this is only kind of temporary, right? This is going to be, I'm deciding that this is going to be just like for lights and C5. So what we just ran is going to, again, only be temporary. So, okay, looks like the C5 is charged, is powered, and CRYOPLASM has spawned. Okay, so now we're kind of in a race against time. So, what I'm going to do is, luckily, I took the time and made a new little teleport area for the chrome. So, what that means is, boom, chrome. Now, this is a huge vein, and I'm not going to put the hard rock grinder on it, but this one we discovered, which is right here, and I've already thrown some nano disintegrators on here to make a 3x3 area, because it turns out you need a 3x3 area. So, I'm going to throw this down just like that, right? Now, this needs power. So, what I'm also going to do, and I've been saving up, I'm just going to throw a turbine on this because apparently this goes fairly quick. So, you know, it can be done quick, right? So, I'm going to do it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. That way it'll just output into the rock. And then we'll put the vent on right here. So let's get this made. Boom. And then all we're going to do is we're just going to slap this bad boy on here. Does this need an output, I wonder? I'm going to assume it does. Add only. But then for this, I'm just going to slap 1 on here. And throw in like, I don't know, 4. And see if that does its thing. Again, this is the first time I've ever done this, so I don't know if it needs a ton of power or it takes a long time or where this outputs. It's so cool that it's doing this. I know this is like super inefficient though, right? This is like not ideal. How is this looking? All right, well, that's kind of doing its thing. You've got power. You're not outputting, though. I wonder if it needs to go to 100%. All right, so I'm a little concerned. But I'm going to take this, right? And I'm just going to give it the rest of the fuel. Are you outputting anything? All right, I'm going to go get a little bit more fuel. And then I'm going to do the same setup. Hopefully this just works, right? I'm going to do the same setup down for the... What is this? Chrome? Yeah. I'm going to do the same setup down for the molybdenum. And I will meet you guys down there. All right, so here's the molly. And I don't have a good location for a turbine. So if I do intake, boom, boom, I need to go into this wall a little bit. Always with the logistics, you guys, let me tell you. I'm not 100% sure where I want to put this thing, right? So let me just kind of clear out a big old space. Because the hard rock grinder is going to go right here. In fact, let me just put it down. Hard rock grinder right here. Boom. And then we need the turbine stuff, which I guess... Oh, you know what? If I clear out one more this way, I can just put it right here, right? I think... Oh my gosh, I stood on the hard rock grinder. I forgot that kills you. Jeez. Alright, take two. Let's throw this down. Give myself a little exit here. So I'm just going to put this right here. You're going to fit, yeah? Perfect. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll need one of these guys, to which I will put in 10 fuels. And this should do its thing. And for those, if you're disoriented or you didn't watch the last episode, we are just like literally right below. In fact, like the chrome is up there, right? So we just come up here. Boom, chrome. There's our teleporter. We're going to need to dig some lifts. But what's really nice is because of how close everything is, right? Because of the positioning of the molybdenum and the chrome in relation to each other, they're like practically stacked. I can have a very small lift setup for both of them, right? So I can have two shafts basically right next to each other. So I think that's going to be working out nice. I don't know where exactly we are in relationship to the top of the base. You know, I think we're actually like right in the middle of it. So that's going to be something that we need to reconcile, but luckily we don't need to do that right now. So let's go see how this thing's doing. 75%, still no output. So, dang, that thing's going. Look at that. How's our fuel doing over here? Not bad, not bad. So looks like 10 fuel is going to be enough, hopefully. But I want to get this. And I worry, so like now I'm already starting to worry about the cryoplasm, right? For how long everything's going to take. But I think we'll be okay. All right. So looks like 1,500 chromium ore. Wow, that's like quite a bit. Okay, I don't want to fill up my inventory with that. Oh, never mind. I'm taking in 500 chunk increments. Okay, cool. So that's it? Just kind of like got it? Gives us a bunch of rubble. Probably shouldn't be picking this up. Right? How much? And it gave one hard rock grinder. Is there a difference between that? Is it like one piece? Crap. I need to empty out my inventory. Random motor. Whatever, that's good enough. It's just the two things. Now, I'm hesitant to pick up... You know what? I'll pick up the rubble and then I'll just get rid of it. Right? Because I'm going to need to still get the molly. But what's super nice about this is now we can finish our research, right? Rubble, bedrock. Just get rid of it all. It'll despawn. We'll be fine. So now I can just kind of get rid of this. And it's good to know I got almost 2,000 of that ore, right? Because that means we're going to get like 2,000 of the other ore. So we can do some sort of like smelting with it, right? So let's go check that. We're just going to go down the rabbit hole real quick. And this is at 56%. Okay. So I'm going to let that run. How's the fuel looking? Fine. That's doing fine. So I'm going to run back to the surface, drop some of this off, clear out my inventory, and then I'll meet you guys at the research station when we're ready to do that. Alright, so here we are. Inventory full of molybdenum and chromium. So, I know that I need one, right? One of each. So we're going to just do that real quick. And then, also, our Hodor has been doing so much work that I had to shut it down. It was just 40 research points. That's 200 extra research points. Like, that's so much, right? So, what I'm going to do, drop these guys in here. And you can see that's already doing it. Looks like the power's going decent. Power available medium, huh? That's a little interesting. Large scale vein extraction. Yes. Okay. I'm going to do analyze. And it's going to just burn through those research parts, right? So, okay. So we just did that. Let's go see what that unlocks. Because we're going to need like all of it, right? So, large scale vein extraction. What have you given me? Oh, there. Okay. Cool. Cold cavern flora. Whatever. All right. What do you have? Arc smelter upgrade. I know we need that. Place on top of a regular smelter to allow smelting of T4 ores. Decreases speed by 400%. Use this to build your first continuous casting basin. Okay, I think the casting basin is what we need for like more efficient smelting. So we're going to get that. Don't need missiles. Not too concerned with that because we only have 58 research points for now. For now. Okay. Gas, freight cars, constructor bots, blah, blah, blah. Trencher. I know we need that. Oh, man. And then casting basin components. Blast furnace. I don't know what the difference between this stuff is, so I'm just going to get it all. Are you the one? Okay. So I think that's what we needed, right? Projects. Ooh, geothermal power. Somebody had mentioned this to me. Geothermal power. And it's super interesting sounding, right? I know particulate filtration is what we're going to need to do to get like chlorine gas or something like that, right? All the gas, sulfur gas, whatever. But what does geothermal power take, right? So obviously it's super easy to do that. Conduits, yes. Okay, so we need this for sure. Geothermal generator component. 10 times the power of a jet turbine. Geothermal generator must be placed in the cold caverns and fed heat conducting pipes to start generating power. For every pipe placed below the cold cavern. Oh, so do we need to put this in the cold cavern and then put pipes all the way down to the magma caves? I'm not 100% sure how that works. Dang, that is... What am I? Plentiful? 410 power per second? Freeze on. Oh, you can put... Oh, okay. Freeze on is what you get from the cold cavern particulate filtration, right? Dang, this is super cool. 100% we're going to get that started. But I have no idea how geothermal power works. So if you guys know, which I know some of you do, there's some of you guys in the comments that are pretty knowledgeable about this game. Let me know how I should do that. Because, like I said, I've never done that before. And it's all, dang, it burned through these. And so it's all new to me. But it sounds super interesting. And I for sure want to, try that out and get that started. So I think as soon as this is all done, these go through. Dang, we just sucked through that power. I know I thought like maybe the solar would be enough, but it looks like I might want to put a... Wow. It looks like I might want to put a turbine over here or something. Because if we can't get through that, then we're going to need to do something. That's 270,000 power it just burned through. I wonder if we can set that up real quick. I know I had played around with the idea of putting it... Oh, you know what? We have all this power that's being generated still from this one. You know what, ladies and gentlemen? I'm thinking... I'm sorry if that's a little loud. I'm thinking... we might be able to just kind of do a little something here. So if I do... Let's say... Well, let's put that back, right? If I do something like this, and we just kind of follow it down, You know, nobody's going to notice that. Right? It goes practically where we need it to. Where's the lab? The lab's like here? Here. So, if we just did a little something where we like, say, threw that on there and then did something like that, but we did like a good lens. I'm thinking that might help out. That might be all we need, because we're essentially getting, instead of running a turret or a turbine, we have a turbine. We have 4 turbines that are running this thing, right? That are feeding power into here. I think that might just be, you know what? Why stop at 1? Like straight up, why stop at 1? Why not just do 3? That's 100% what we're going to do. Now, I'm using these ones because I don't have the turbines connected to any of the other ones, right, anymore. I'm going to replace this with glass, though, because I don't want to 100% just completely sacrifice the look of the base if I don't have to. Now, the question is... Oh, no, that's fine, that's fine. Right, because we're just doing this. Boom. Boom. And then we'll throw some glass back in. Do it from this side. Bloop, bloop, bloop. And there we go. Let me go in here and make another little door right here. There we go. Look at that. Now we're getting power. Now this thing should be done. All right. So let's do geothermal power. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call it an episode. So thank you guys so much for hanging out while we, figure out this whole Frozen Factory expansion, because I'm super excited for everything we have yet to come. And I know you guys are going to let me know down below what I need to be doing and what not to overlook. So thank you again so much for hanging out. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button, just click it. Make it gray. If it's red, make it gray. Double check if you've done it before. It really helps me out and lets me know, like, hey, this is decent content and I want to see more. And that's all I need to keep going. I'm gonna try to push this video out ASAP. I'm recording it in the morning. I'm gonna try to get it out by tomorrow morning. So hopefully you guys see it tomorrow, which would be some unspecified day. But yeah, again, thank you guys so much, and we'll see you in the next one.